For the first time in history, a person is being set on fire, nearly 70 feet above the water. The record try was performed during an official sport competition under the supervision of Ilya's Nikolaev's government. An ambulance, a fire service and a team of lifeguards assured the safety of the event. All stunts were performed by professionals with long-term experience in cliff diving and entertainment. Never repeat the actions in the video by yourself. After the video about the world share record, we have received many requests to show the fire dive. This is a special episode. We were at the competitions on Crete, and my elder high diving brother Ilya decided not only to take part in the regular event, but also to perform an impossible fire stunt. Where did he get the guts to do such a thing? Why is fire diving so dangerous? How did his family react? Did it end well for Ilya? And the most important part, how much he was paid for that madness? Watch until the end. Hey, what's up, watercrew? My name is Jim and I'm a European cliff diving champion. The person who brought me into the sport, Ilya, is probably one of the most insane cliff divers in the world. Ilya has spent over 20 years in cliff diving. He became European cliff diving champion in 2014. And it turned out because of him I started doing cliff diving myself. But this is a different story. I will tell you about it later, if you would like. So Ilya and I traveled to my last cliff diving meet together, where I found out he wanted to dive off the highest platform being in flames. Literally, he was about to burn himself. To say that I was shocked, it is to say nothing. Can you imagine that? The highest platform at the standard Olympic pool is 10 meters. This one in Crete is 2 times higher. Plus you have to soak up in gasoline and get on fire. I tried to talk him out of it, but no success there. So stay tuned. Ready? Let's fly! So here is the platform from which Ilya will be diving. Calling it dangerous is probably incorrect, because it's more life-threatening. Plus the dive is going to be performed by the diver's eyes closed. Yes, blindfolded. Can you imagine that? But today Ilya is going to try the dive without the gasoline, to practice. So far I have spotted a wetsuit with a hole in it, a towel with a rope attached to it, lots of random clothes, and a torch. I asked Ilya what makes him to do such insane tricks, like falling off 20 meters in a chair or doing the fire dive. Maybe it brings him happiness or confidence, but Ilya said that it doesn't.
Why are you doing this?
I have a question and I need to get an answer. By the way, Ilya's assistant for the fire dive is Oleg Vyshevanov, the most famous cliff diving coach. He coached the Red Bull Cliff Diving World Series 2013 champion Artem Silchenko and other cliff diving stars. But what's interesting for us today is that Oleg has been working as a water show manager for the last 20 years, so he knows everything about the fire diving. I have to say he loved the idea of a 20 meters fire dive immediately. I still don't know if it is a good thing or not. Here's how everything is gonna go. This towel set tied together is going to be in crazy flames, since everything is going to be soaked wet in gasoline. But it's tomorrow, and now Ilya will do a test jump.
Готов! Раз, два, три, поджигаю! Поджог! Раз, два, три, четыре, пять, шесть.
Yep, guys, Ilya is doing a flip with his eyes completely closed, and he is a very tough guy. Because honestly, this kind of landing can easily knock you out. He entered the water at an angle, and I can tell he had no idea where he was in the air. But why does he do a flip? Here is why. If you jump headfirst in such ammunition from such a high, you can easily break your neck. If you do a straight jump, the fire can reach your neck or your face. Ilya says that the flame is gonna go up from the bottom, and we really wouldn't want that. The only option left is a barani flip, where you fly headfirst for only half of the time, and then flip around trying not to burn yourself, and not to get lost. See how hard Ilya's landing is on his test try. Tomorrow he will have to do it at night, surrounded by fire. Oof. By the way, Ilya has spent over 10 years of his life working at water shows, where he was diving off a 25 meters tower into a 3 meters deep pool. Can you imagine that? And Ilya was always the one doing the fire dive, but only from the 8 meters platform. and his ammunition for that trick was simple sweatpants, a towel and a pair of socks. He never wore a face cover. The only solid piece of clothing he had was the fire-resistant gloves. The diver uses them to cover the face from the flames. Therefore, this dive is actually blindfolded. Ilya says that the most terrifying thing is that he is the first comer on this trick on such a platform, so there is no one who could possibly help him with any advice. Believe it or not, Ilya has done over 600 of these 8 meters fire dives throughout his career. But this platform is almost 3 times higher. At least the depth of the lake is around 64 meters. Hope it compensates for the height. If you think that the only dangerous thing is getting burned, you are far from being right. I'm about to tell you one very sad story. In one of the water shows about 20 years ago, a guy was performing the same fire trick, and while he was getting ready, he didn't notice that one of the towels got stuck on the rope hanging from the platform. Then he got on fire and jumped off. But instead of landing into the water, he landed on the ground. The worst thing is that he fell into a technical ditch, and it took a while before the fire was gone. Although the guy survived, he has been in a wheelchair since then. All these tricks involving towels or ropes sometimes end poorly. Someone gets burned, some loses teeth. There are so many things that can go wrong. But today Ilya has a whole bunch of professionals, and I really hope that this time there are gonna be no bad surprises. The guys are calculating every step. Ilya came to this competition with his family. His daughter Masha has performed an artistic gymnastics show on the pool deck, but the whole time I thought, wouldn't Ilya's wife be against this idea? However, all he was getting from his family was endless support, and maybe advice like, don't come home if you drown in that lake. So Ilya is off to get ready for the record. Keep in mind that originally we came here for the competition, so after the flower ceremony and the sirtaki dance, there was time for the crazy night show. Everyone could show off their cliff dives in the dark. This entire thing is brutal. Comment yes below if you would like to see a review on such a competition. Something like 1000 comments and we will release it. And make sure to check out how Alex and I have done the flag dive at that party. The link is in the description. Every step of preparation for the dive is scheduled by second. First the sports suits are being soaked in water, then the towels are being put in gasoline, after which Ilya is putting it all on, all according to the strict schedule. It's like a chemistry lab under the platform. Oleg is like the new Dr. Heisenberg, mixing something up. I can't even describe the smell out here. You see how many different ropes Ilya has on him? One of the reasons for that is to avoid the same tragic consequences as that other guy. Here comes the most nervous moment. Ilya is very calm. But I know he is only pretending. Okay, it's time to set the fire up. The lifeguards are on their positions. Same with the ambulance. Oleg has grabbed the torch.
Δεν σταματάει κανείς. Κυρίες και κύριοι, η φλεγόμενη κατάδυση από τα 20 μέτρα. Έφυγε!
When Ilya showed his head above the water, I got incredibly excited. But what was with the entry? Let's look closer. Here he was flying blindfolded, and here he already opened up. He should have started flipping a lot faster, but he didn't. So he got a brutal smack in his chest and his chin. All he says that he is totally fine, and that it was fun. And he also added that he wouldn't mind trying this off 27 meters. But we definitely need an extra sponsor for that. And you guys can guess in the comments how much Ilya was paid for this trick. Write your ideas.
Guys, do you remember I promised you to make a balloon jump for 200,000 subscribers? I did it. And now let's make 200,000 subscribers. Don't forget to subscribe and push all the bell notifications. I mean, all the notifications bell.